Good morning, Massachusetts. I'm your anchor, Catherine Goodman, and welcome to the Massachusetts Media News. We are here in the lovely Salem Village on November 1st, 1692. We know you have all heard the accusations in Salem Village last year about the supposed sorceress bewitching their citizens, and we are here to find out what actually happened in this mysterious town. Let's pass this over to Debbie Hill, our on-site field reporter.
Thank you, Catherine. Hello, everyone. I'm Debbie Hill, live from Salem Village. Here with me today, we have Reverend Samuel Paris, whose daughter has been overcome by supernatural forces, or so they say. Reverend, when did these demonic symptoms appear?
Well, last year I went looking for my daughter and my niece, and when I finally found them, I spotted them doing horrific actions. They were dancing and singing in the Forbidden Woods, the area abundant with evil spirits. After these crude behaviors, my daughter started to act peculiar.
Why are dancing and singing such bad things for young women?
Being a Puritan, like myself and the people of Salem, means we follow the Bible very, very strictly. The Lord had the Bible written so we could follow His ways. Young adults should not be doing inappropriate actions or any actions that go against the words of our Savior. The devil wants these children to do wrong. Activities such as singing and dancing are the works of his evils.
Interesting viewpoint, Reverend. You mentioned earlier that your daughter, and I quote, started to act peculiar, end quote. Please elaborate on these peculiar actions of hers.
After I caught them in the acts of Satan, my daughter started to behave different than usual. She would constantly shout, bark, crawl on the floor, and twitch for reasons I really did not understand.
Why are the woods considered evil?
Well, in our village, the closer you are to the center of the town, where the church is located, the more holy you are. The woods are the farthest area from the church, where the natives and the poor are settled. These woods are the home of the devil, and they are filled with evil spirits. My daughter should never have gone to such a foul place.
Thank you, Reverend, for your insight on this very pressing matter. I'm Debbie Hill, Great Day, Massachusetts. Back to you, Catherine.
Thank you, Debbie, for that incredible interview. We will now show the people of Massachusetts a never-before-seen video of Reverend Samuel Paris's daughter in a very mysterious state. Here is Massachusetts Media News for the exclusive footage. What a riot! Now here is Patty Webbings with another insight on the inexplicable phenomenons that happened in Salem.
Hi there, Massachusetts. I'm Patty Webbing, here with Wendy Lowe, former neighbor to the supposed witch Giles Corey. Mrs. Lowe, would you please elaborate on the actions of Giles Corey that led you to believe he was bewitched?
I did not believe Mr. Corey was a witch. I knew he was. Mr. Corey always had something different about him, and Lord, what a crude man he was. He never said much to any of us neighbors for all the years he had been in Salem Village. Something was not right. When people began to discover these evil beings walking among us, it all started to make sense. He was cursed by the devil, and he had to be stopped. When Mr. Corey denied his evil ways, a few neighbors and I decided we had to take matters into our own hands.
What did you and your neighbors do to make him confess?
Well, we decided that he needed a little preview of what was going to happen if he did not confess, so we lowered him into a grave. We then proceeded to place boards on Mr. Corey and added boulders on top, trying to get him to admit he was working with the devil.
What happens after the boards were placed on Giles Corey's body?
He would not confess. The only words he ever spoke while in the grave were, "More weight." I bet the devil told him not to admit what we all knew he really was. After 3 days of being in that grave, we still got no confessions of his cruel ways. Mr. Corey just died right then and there in that grave. It's a good thing he did too. Now we can go be with Satan where he belongs. Mr. Corey can no longer curse the innocent people of Salem Village with his sorcery.
Is it true that when a supposed witch is convicted, their property must be forfeited?
Why, yes. Yes, it is. Those witches did not deserve the land that our great Lord has given to Salem. They simply were undeserving and should not have been a part of our society at all.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is the latest update on what really happened in Salem. I'm Patty Webbing, closing off. Now back to you, Catherine.
What an eventful interview that was. Thank you, Patty. Coming up next, we have Lucy Hart doing a groundbreaking interview with Reverend Deodat Lawson.
Good day, Massachusetts. Lucy Hart here with the Inside Scoop. With me today is Reverend Deodat Lawson, former minister of Salem Village.
Hello there.
So, Reverend, I have heard that you have a great interest in the witch trials. What sparked this fascination?
Well, while I was on my annual trip to Maine, I received tragic news that my beloved wife Jane and my daughter had died in our home in Salem Village. They died for reasons others did not understand, but I knew the reason. It was him.
Who, Reverend? Who was it?
It was Satan. The works of his evils are the only possible explanation for this death of two people I loved most.
So, where do your studies on witchcraft come into this?
Once I heard the news of my family passing away, I had to prove it was the devil. So I decided that it was my duty to personally remove all evil beings from Salem.
Reverend, would you please give us an example of one of your studies on one of the supposed evil beings?
Well, I decided to visit my old friend Reverend Samuel Parris. When I arrived, I received quite a memorable welcoming. As I entered the house, his kinswoman, Abigail Williams, was running around the room frantically. During her fit, Mrs. Williams was acting deranged, almost like a maniac. She was yelling and stretching her arms up toward the sky as though she were trying to fly. Miss Williams looked like she was about to jump into the fire pit. I was worried for my safety.
Oh my, that's horrible!
Reverend's once pure Abigail did not belong to the Lord anymore. She had been overcome by evil.
That poor girl, so unfortunate. Well, thank you, Reverend, for your time. Back to you, Catherine.
Thank you, Lucy. These trials must have been pure madness. Up now, we have Louise S. Marcus interviewing Salem's own Governor Samuel Phipps.
Merry morning, Massachusetts. I'm Louise S. Marcus here today with Governor Samuel Phipps of Salem Village, discussing how his own wife was under suspicion of witchcraft. Please, Governor, tell us about the accusations laid against her.
Well, with all these false incriminations going on, I guess it was only a matter of time before my precious wife was to be accused of such sorcery. But I had had enough. The people of this town have accused my poor bride of devil-worshipping. I couldn't bear all this pandemonium with my town anymore, especially when my wife was brought into it. So I ended these witch trials in Salem once and for all. This is too much for me. I wish you would just retire from this job already, Samuel.
Governor, what did the people tell about your decisions to end the trials?
I broke up the special court in Salem. That was for the witch trials. I also released all suspected witches and people worshiping the devil from jail. Those folks were in there for too long. It was time for this period of craziness to end. I'm hoping for this village and these people that they can get over this era of killing and witchery.
The people must be very thankful to have such a caring man as their governor during these hard times, such as the trials.
I would actually like to make an announcement regarding my position in this town. My wife has been begging me to resign for a while now, and I feel as though it is time. I'm stepping down as governor of Salem Village. Thank you to the citizens of this wonderful town for all you have done.
God bless you, Governor Phipps, for all you have done for this wonderful town. The citizens of Salem Village appreciate your help in dealing with the tough times that were being experienced. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Louise. It sure sounds like the Salem witch trials have finally concluded, thanks to the now former governor, Samuel Phipps. Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching Massachusetts Media News. I'm Catherine Goodman, signing off.